Remember Viewtiful Joe? Like a 2D, really wacky side-scrolling brawler for the GameCube. I believe also later released for the PlayStation 2, but the GameCube version is exactly what I'm playing right here. And I don't know. It's just this kind of game that's super ridiculous, right? I mean, there's so many crazy things happening, but this is what video games used to be like. Video games didn't always go for the whole, like, serious, we have a story to tell, whole, like, concept like they're doing most of the time, at least nowadays. At least, like, bigger releases are mostly like that. There were also video games that are really wacky and do not have to make any sense whatsoever and are just there for you to enjoy, and Viewtiful Joe is very much that. And I'm right now especially enjoying this game because, as you maybe already know, my Wii was very, very broken. It's just the disk drive. It had some kind of weird motor malfunction or whatever you want to call it, and it wasn't able to read discs anymore. But guess who fucking repaired that shit and is now playing on his Wii? Well, I am, and I'm very happy about that because now I can go back and record some more GameCube and Wii titles for you guys. And Viewtiful Joe, as I was saying, is very much one of those GameCube titles. So I don't know. Let's just talk a little bit about it. What this game was all about, and it still is all about, I guess. And just talk about some of my thoughts when it comes to Viewtiful Joe. So, I believe, yeah, this is a Capcom game, and one of, like, the last original things that Capcom did, at least as far as I know. They released, like, 2 or 3 games in, like, the Viewtiful Joe franchise. There's, like, a second one to this. Then, let's think, there's certainly a DS version as well, and then there might also be... oh yeah, there totally also was some kind of multiplayer weird thing that was happening. I don't know, I've never played any of those though. The first one is the only one that I've played, and that is also exactly the one that we're playing right now. And what you can see me do right here is actually get basically the main power that you're going to be dealing with in the game, slowing down time while wearing this red superhero outfit, and that's a big focus of the game, and it certainly really does a good job of designing the mechanics around all of that. Like the whole slow motion bit that I can pull off right here, it's not only used in combat, there's also puzzles that you can use it for, and that is something we will also be able to show off a little bit later. Give me the coins. And yeah, I don't know, in general it's just a really arcadey experience, something for people that don't really want to play something serious for once. And that is exactly what you can do with Viewtiful Joe. If you just want to goof out to some really challenging, like, brawler action, side-scrolling brawler action, that is probably something you can very much do with this game. And it's also really a good-looking one. I don't know. Maybe it's just me and my maybe even, like, exaggerated love for titles like Wind Waker. Because, I mean, I remember even back when this came out, and I believe that must have been like 2002 or something like that. Maybe 2003, I couldn't really tell you. Probably 2003 now that I'm really thinking about it. But anyway, back then I was super into Wind Waker. Like, that was and still is one of my favorite games. And then, of course, that basically makes me like this game as well. Right, want to slow down the time, and see, this is already kind of showing you that it's not only used for combat, also used for, like, environmental puzzles like that. So let's get all those coins right here. I don't know if he just sucks them up at some point. Maybe he doesn't. And there's some additional stuff right here. But yeah, I don't know. Back then I was really into cel-shading, and this is totally a really, really good example of cel-shading. These games just age so well. They look incredible even frickin' like 10 or 11 years later. So, certainly still something that you guys can probably get through. I mean, there's other games, right, where you just don't really feel all that great anymore playing them after like 10 years have passed or something like that. For example, I have that with the like really early Pokemon games. Like the blue and red, they were incredible at the time, but simply that very minor fact that you don't have the run button already kind of fucking takes the fun out of it, for me at least, because everything is so slow. And back then you didn't mind, but now I have other shit to do. Like, I don't want to waste all that time running around. For example, that is, in my opinion at least, a game that didn't really age all that well. But Viewtiful Joe was really cool back then, still is really cool. And I believe also that this was originally a Platinum thing. So Platinum, of course, the guys that right now are responsible for stuff like Bayonetta. What else did they do? Also did the whole like Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, I believe. Don't quote me on it necessarily that they are the ones responsible for it, but I could really imagine that. I mean, usually they do more like 3D stuff nowadays at least, but this certainly, looking at the humor and stuff like that, seems like something they could be responsible for. But I didn't quite look that up, but maybe it was something along those lines. But right now, what we're approaching here is another really good example for the whole time mechanic being used for puzzles, because there's actually something really quirky that they do with it. Because, I mean, this doesn't make any sense that me slowing down time also will, of course, make this platform drop because it spins less. It doesn't make any sense, right? It should still be spinning, or still be flying at the very least. But it's just, I don't know, they don't want to bring you anything serious with this, they just want you to have fun, and because of that, the whole mechanics work like that. So, puzzles will very much also be influenced by the whole mechanic. I think that's how I started the sentence, right? I don't even know. But, basic structure, I guess, you will enter new rooms, there will be an objective for you. For example, down there it was find the secret, and the secret was solving that puzzle and then activating that lever. Right now, of course, you can see by that whole like key with the 1 next to it down in the bottom right that my goal is getting the key. That is somewhere in this section. I believe it just shows up after a while, after like beating up some dudes right here. Maybe one of them carries it. Maybe you just have to destroy some kind of object in the environment. I don't know if there's like a really set spot for it, because I do feel like I might have gotten it once out of just a statue or something like that. I don't know. Basic thing though, find the key, only then you may advance. And is there anything else that I need to say about Viewtiful Joe? I mean, the game basically speaks for itself for the most part. It's really wacky. This is not a serious game whatsoever, but that probably also goes without saying, and it aged really well. And oh, I should also probably talk a little bit about the difficulty settings that you can find in the game, because that is also really funny. They don't have like normal and hard and stuff like that. Instead, it's kids and adults. And of course, when I first played this, I was like, shit, I'm an adult, so I'm fucking playing adult. And oof. No, I think I might have played through like 2 levels, and then I was, no, not an adult at all, just gonna go back, start over on kids, because shit was kicking my ass, and I would certainly recommend playing on the kids difficulty first before you then get into adults, because that was just crazy ridiculous. I mean, I maybe could have done it for this episode, but I am much more comfortable with kids, at least for now. I don't know. It certainly isn't impossible. Playing it on adults is not impossible. It's just that you will have to repeat levels a whole awful lot. And I don't know. Since I haven't really practiced in a good bit, I feel like this is probably the best way to show this off right now. So we're fighting a boss. Of course, it's a helicopter, because why not? And he will also spawn like the standard enemies, and then he will also start firing missiles, I believe. But if we just keep punching him, then we should have a good time, I believe. Right, that got it. I got hit by that though. And oftentimes you can also slow down time and then punch the bullets back at him. I don't know if that's going to be possible, because of course once they approach you, he also does this like matrix dodge. That is pretty useful. But that of course also really depletes your bar, and you can't really punch while he's doing that. So while I'm doing a terrible job so far, these missiles should really help me out. So I just gotta kick him back at him. Right, but I got hit there. And we can destroy the chandeliers for some extra hearts. Oh, come on. And now he's spawning more missiles, so maybe I can now punch those fuckers back. And get some additional damage that way. Right. I think most of those hit. And just dodge those using the slow-mo. Pretty cool. It works really well. Controls are really nice as well. Of course, also playing this on the GameCube helps a lot because GameCube controller is just a really good controller in my opinion. And right, I don't know, I'm not doing the best job here, but we're certainly hitting him every once in a while, I guess. Okay, just gotta kind of maybe jump on top of him. I don't even know what the best strategy for this is anymore. I really haven't played this in a good while, and that is probably also the reason why I'm not doing the best job right here. But come on, punch them. Oh, wasn't really punching them too much right now. Now was I. Although there's a few more. God. There we go. There we go. That was a lot of damage right there. That almost took off all of his health. I'm also all out of slow-mo though. Right. God damn it, still got hit. Yeah, your block is basically the slow motion, right? Because once you're in that, you can automatically dodge all the bullets and stuff like that. And that now takes care of the dude, and I believe that also takes care of the level, if I remember correctly. And I'm probably still going to show off a little bit of the second one, but we're very, very close to concluding this little look back at Viewtiful Joe. And let's see, will I power up? Probably not, because this is just a save file that I'm now using for this recording, not my actual one, so we can probably skip most of this. But here's just another good example for a cool cool puzzle mechanic, because first of all, what you're probably gonna do is run all the way over to the very right of this room. And then you will find out that the door is very much locked. And that of course sucks, because locked doors don't really mean progress. And then you travel back and you're like, shit, what did I miss? There wasn't anything here. There were just a few barrels rolling and bats. They're not here anymore. So how am I supposed to solve this? Well, slow down time, and of course slowing down time makes the drop much, much bigger. And now it can activate the whole door. It's timed, I believe, so now you just have to jump over all of these barrels, and then you can enter the next section of the level. So pretty cool. They always throw in puzzles like that, and it's just a lot of fun, and just in general a game that makes you smile. So I don't know, have you ever played Viewtiful Joe? Is this a game that completely didn't catch your attention whatsoever back when it came out? Have you ever heard of Viewtiful Joe? Because I don't even know whether it sold really well. I mean, they released a second one, so I would think so. But then again, after that it really dropped, and he's now just a part of like Capcom versus Marvel, I believe. Joe is. I think that's where they use him, but nothing else. Like, there's no new game in the works or anything like that. So yeah, let me know whether you played it or not, how you enjoyed this video, and I will be back with another game pretty soon. Haven't decided what that is yet, but of course I will try my best to vary it up and show you something different every single time. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I will see you then. Goodbye guys, have a good one.